Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Carolina Panthers. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Extra receivers helped spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
They're going to run the jet sweep. It's Cobb with it. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys
got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Packers. Even later into his career now, there aren't too many guys that can launch it downfield with accuracy better than Aaron Rodgers. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Pulls it in at the 13. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Adrian Amos up to make the tackle.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
From the 39, Darnold. And he fires one that's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he'll take it across midfield and down the 48-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a really nice job defensively, getting inside the quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all, and you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
A check down here to Jones. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. That's to his running back, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now Rodgers. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. 6-0 our score after 1.
Mason Crosby on for the field goal. A 53-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. He just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that will make our score 9-0. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game that
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. They tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you have a ball like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. The left side completion to Jones. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And Crosby puts it through, and that will bump up the lead again to 12-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
8 yards to go on second down. Here's Darnold. Into the secondary, past the 40. And he's going to get this to the 40-yard line.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. On first down, it's Darnold. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. The shotgun snap for Darnold. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw is Darnold. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 22-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Going back to Marshall. He's got him again. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Throwing again is Darnold. He completes it to Abdullah. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackled him for just a short gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. This is caught.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game? That's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Panthers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game.
Panthers 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. He's got a man complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big play there just before halftime. Complete to Jones. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up second down.
Brings up second and 5.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Adams. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Burris. And the Panthers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or two to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. A final shot before the break. Darnold, he's going to air one out for Anderson. And Darnold going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Rasul Douglas picks it. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
These two teams going through their final adjustments. It's about time for the second half in Green Bay. So for the call, we go back up to Lambeau and Brandon God.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And able to get this out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole that closed there quickly at the end. Fake to McCaffrey. Now Darnold. He finds his man. Complete. It's Fletcher. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
They brought in the heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
A handoff, McCaffrey running right, and this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now it's Darnold. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. He'll be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Logan Thomas wide open. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 20-yard line.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Darnold from the gun. It's complete. Abdullah. Touchdown, Panthers. Amir Abdullah from 21 yards away. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. They're going to throw for the 2 with Darnold. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Rolling to his left. And that's complete to Adams. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on first and 10. Here's Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on third down. Rodgers now to throw. And that will be incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on third down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected fourth down here.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. A fourth quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Second down and right back to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll knock him down right about the 1-yard line. A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind. Going to be the total hero. But we did see there the emphasis on it's not just good enough to pick it off anymore. Bring it back, get the yardage, and really help out your offense.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Back to throw, Rodgers. Flushed out right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Hassan Reddick in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by Crosby is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. We knew this had the potential to be a tight game, and with with less than 3 minutes to play. Couldn't be any tighter. We're all tied.
All locked up, right? And this next drive is going to tell us everything we need to know about this game, because I want to see how they come out with the football. Are they going to be aggressive and attack downfield? You still got the 2-minute warning to come up? Or are they going to be conservative and try and hold on and maybe just get to overtime?
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And that could be a killer. He'll lose yardage and tackled inbounds. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. Here's Darnold. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Darnold. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Darnold to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. I'm starting to wonder, Charlie, 5 interceptions. Is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
So the game here hangs on the right foot of Mason Crosby. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So the game here hangs on the right foot of Mason Crosby. This from 55 yards out. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Now Abdullah, the return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Another run with McCaffrey on second down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. What will they draw up to try to keep this opening drive of overtime moving? 3rd and 7. Darnold, his first throw in overtime. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done, now part 2. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. This is Jones. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Because his primary job is defending against the pass, you don't often see a cornerback making tackles in the backfield. But he's playing run all the way here.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. What can Rodgers do now with his drive? This one swung out here to Jones. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Oh, and it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
2nd down and right back to McCaffrey. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 49 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 21. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Right back to Hubbard. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And everything right now rests on the right foot of Zane Gonzalez. This to win it in overtime. And everything right now rests on the right foot of Zane Gonzalez. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take